here we go. Okay, so President Trump, they're coming towards the cameras, speaking. Let's listen in. You may have to turn up the audio a little bit, but let's listen in.
Never happened. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have many people that you've been watching over the years do the same thing, whether it's Hillary Clinton or Stacey Abrams or many others. When you have that great freedom to challenge, you have to be able to, otherwise you're going to have very dishonest elections. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. And everybody knows it. I've never had such support. And that goes with the other ones, too. What they're doing is election interference. They're trying to interfere with an election. There's never been anything like it in our country before. This is their way of campaigning. And this is one instance, but you have 3 other instances. It's election interference. So I want to thank you for being here. We did nothing wrong at all. And we have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think it's very dishonest. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you very much.
Elected, did you pardon yourself? President Trump, are you ready to go to trial?
How is this different from the previous investigation, sir?
Okay, a brief statement there from former President Trump to the press as he now boards his jet after having gotten booked in the Fulton County jail. And he is insisting that this is election interference. It's a new kind of election interference, according to the president. It's going to give it goodbye. He got up the stairs okay. Hey, I had someone in that department. And you see the media gaggled outside. Again, this is kind of a big deal, right? 4th indictment, and this is the one that people are really worried will stick. And if it sticks, then you're going to have a former president going to jail. And people say, okay, well, he could get pardoned. He could pardon himself. Apparently, it's not that easy. So you talk to legal scholars about this, and what they'll tell you is, in fact, that that he doesn't have that ability, given that it's a state versus federal thing, and that, in fact, not even the governor could do anything like that. The governor of actually Georgia would not have the ability to do that. So there's very little sort of wiggle room in the event that he is actually thrown in jail if he's convicted of this. Now, the tricky thing is this jury in this particular area is not, how shall we say, especially fond of Donald Trump. And they most likely, I mean, you're dealing with 3 out of 4 people in that particular county that voted against him. So the expectation is you're not going to get necessarily the fairest pool, and consequently, your chances of a guilty verdict would be higher than normal. And so what happens in that particular case? Is there anyone that could, effectively come in and save him? And what we're told is it would take an additional special committee. I believe that the governor would have to assign some kind of special committee. In other words, it's not lockstep. It's not like people can just make this thing go away. And that's what Fani Willis knows. So going in again on the racketeering charges, but the charges are just honestly really kind of bizarre charges in that, it gets to the point where, a few of them, you might say, okay, well, maybe you got something there. But at some point, when you start talking about how you're going to indict someone because they retweeted something and therefore they retweeted false information, I mean, that's when you're just out on a limb from which I don't think you can recover. And that's when the American people say, okay, we have had enough. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.